You were talking to us about a great person in your life, though.
Calm down.
When Jenni JWoww Farley just started seeing her now fiance, Jersey Shore viewers were so surprised. But 4 years later, the shock still hasn't worn off for everyone because of his questionable behavior. So what's currently going on between JWoww and her fiance? The truth about their odd whirlwind romance is pretty bizarre, so let's get into it. JWoww filed for divorce from her then husband and baby daddy, Roger Matthews, in September 2018. She wasn't looking for love right away or anything like that, but 7 months later, Zach Clayton Carpinello completely swept her off her feet.
I didn't want a relationship because I was so basically scorned, but like, I never thought I was gonna find someone like him.
When JWoww broke the news of her new relationship to her shore mates, they were absolutely stunned by what she revealed about him.
He's young.
Ooh. How old is he?
He's 24.
And that wasn't even the craziest part. When JWoww first met Zach, he was only 19 years old. But how and where they first met was seriously strange.
The wedding.
He went to your wedding? Okay.
Whoa!
He's my friend's little brother.
But Zach wasn't just JWoww's friend's little brother. He's been making a name for himself for years by following one of his biggest dreams.
My name is the reality, Zach Clayton.
Zach had been wrestling independently since 2014, but in May 2020, he debuted on All Elite Wrestling's YouTube shows.
Oh, wow, what a shot.
In October 2022, Zach announced to TV Insider that he had recently signed a full-time contract with All Elite Wrestling. But that wasn't the only big news that he revealed. Zach also shared that the company was still going to allow him to appear on Jersey Shore Family Vacation. There's no question that the show has boosted his popularity and helped him gain more of a following, but that's exactly why some people feel like his intentions with JWoww have been extremely suspicious since the beginning. When JWoww first introduced Zach on the show, she was willing to give their relationship everything she had, even though she had just gone through a nasty breakup with Roger. And despite their 9-year age gap, JWoww was head over heels for him.
I actually never thought I was gonna be madly in love with somebody ever again, but I'm praying it's gonna be good.
But not all of her fellow castmates were convinced that Zach was the one for her. Interestingly, one of the voices of reason came from someone totally unexpected.
We'll see what happens, because once you start bringing somebody into our world that's not used to it, that's when all the fun starts.
It turns out that Ronnie was kind of right. Just 1 month into JWoww and Zach's relationship, she took him to Las Vegas to party with her shore mates. But while she was too under the influence to notice what was happening, Zach was acting completely ridiculous. To make matters even worse, Zach didn't come clean to JWoww about the moves he tried to make on Angelina. He let her take the fall for everything while pretending he was totally innocent. Unsurprisingly, Angelina was not impressed.
Zach is using Jenni, and he's not a good guy.
Crazy enough, JWoww didn't know the full story until 5 months later when the episode aired on TV. Needless to say, she was absolutely floored.
There wasn't even an inkling of knowing that that's how it happened.
But so was everyone else, especially her castmates. They knew what she had gone through during her bitter breakup with Roger and only wanted her to be happy. But unfortunately, it didn't seem like that was going to happen with Zach. JWoww was heartbroken just 6 months into their relationship, and not just because of Zach's shady behavior in Vegas. She couldn't believe that he had basically lied about who he actually was.
And the worst part about it, like, he never showed that side for 5 months.
But as much as JWoww wanted things to work out with Zach, she knew that she really only had one option.
Yeah, after watching that episode, Zach, you have to go. Like, this is it. This is done. Like, we're not continuing this.
JWoww's reasoning for breaking up with Zach was honestly so understandable. What he did that night was so terrible, especially considering Angelina and JWoww have to be closely involved. That's why everyone, including the shore mates, was shocked when she made an unbelievable announcement.
Zach, calm down. Zach and I decided to get back together.
Only about a month after breaking up with Zach, JWoww took him back. She had been going through a lot at the time and appreciated that he was there for her. But at that point, she wasn't the only one who felt attached to him.
Kids adore him, and he makes me happy.
JWoww's young children, Melanie and Grayson, had already gotten to know and love Zach. But that still didn't mean everyone was sold on him being her perfect match.
Don't trust him.
Oh, don't trust him?
Even Angelina's grandma thought that Zach was too good to be true and shouldn't be trusted. She believed he only wanted to use JWoww's fame for his own benefit, and that actually seemed like it might be the case when Zach tried to get the whole cast involved with one of his wrestling shows.
Would you do it if they could do it with you?
You know I'm there.
I'll do it.
I loved my match.
Would you?
But even though some of JWoww's shore mates were concerned about Zach's motives possibly being sketchy, they were eventually won over.
But I have never seen Jenni glow and look so happy as she does right now.
And in February 2021, Zach took his relationship with JWoww to the next level.
What's the good news?
I gave Jenni a surprise for her birthday.
What?
Did.
JWoww's fellow cast members were surprisingly supportive of her engagement to Zach. Apparently, he had gotten really close with their kids, and his dedication was clear to all of them.
Zach puts every ounce of effort into JWoww and the kids and the family, and that's how you gotta do it!
Zach even gave Melanie and Grayson infinity bracelets that matched his and JWoww's to show that they would always be a family. But it's been 2.5 years since the engagement, and they're still not married. And judging from one of the most recent clips from Jersey Shore family vacation, they might not be walking down the aisle for quite a while.
But I know marriage is something that you want and I want. Just a little nervous, that's all.
JWoww claimed that being married on paper just wasn't very important to her after her divorce, but some viewers have speculated that maybe she's starting to get cold feet for a seriously insane reason. Some people believe that, despite Zach's involvement with JWoww's personal life and kids, he still isn't a genuine person. Part of that is because of how he talks to his social media followers sometimes, which is honestly really weird. In one of Zach's Instagram photos of him and JWoww at a restaurant, a cameraman could clearly be spotted behind them. One of his followers pointed that out just as an excited observation, but the way Zach responded was pretty disturbing. For some strange reason, Zach went off in his reply. He commented he and JWoww were making TV, which their followers wouldn't understand since they're just consumers. The whole interaction was so odd, and it only supported people's long-standing suspicions. Many people still believe that Zach is only with JWoww to boost his wrestling career and gain more of a following. They've been hoping that she'll open her eyes and see him for who they think he is. But after he tried to get with Angelina and JWoww still took him back, that doesn't seem very likely. That being said, Zach's egotistical behavior was definitely front and center right after he first appeared on Jersey Shore family vacation. And it does seem a little too coincidental that his wrestling career started taking off shortly afterward. Could JWoww finally be realizing that he has questionable intentions, and that's why she's hesitant to get married to him? If that's the case, it must be an extremely tricky position for her. Zach has gotten even more involved in JWoww's son's life and has recently encouraged him to participate in jiu-jitsu. Grayson just competed in a big jiu-jitsu event for kids, and he even placed in the top 3. So leaving Zach would be really hard for everyone. But JWoww could actually be fully committed to Zach. Maybe she just doesn't care to be legally married. After all, it looks like they've grown even closer in the last several months. Zach even got All Elite Wrestling to help with one of their incredible volunteer organizations. JWoww is a partner of Culture City, a nonprofit organization that helps make places more inclusive for people with sensory issues. And now, Zach and All Elite Wrestling are partners as well, which is extremely important to JWoww. Grayson has autism, which leads him to struggle with sensory overload at times. So now that Zach is trying to raise awareness and advocate for sensory-safe places at major venues, it shows how much he truly cares. Aside from wrestling and helping out with Culture City fundraising events, Zach and JWoww have been spending a lot of their time traveling and going to events. They recently went to a few different comedy shows and also took an extravagant trip to Italy. Zach and JWoww might not be tying the knot anytime soon, but it looks like they're still happily in love. But now that we've talked about how they first met and bumps they had in their relationship, I'm curious, do you think Zach has ulterior motives for being with JWoww, or is he with her for the right reasons? What are your thoughts on them getting back together despite Zach's shady behavior toward Angelina? Let me know in the comments below.